One thing with you, you said the past doesn't matter, right? Past doesn't matter.
I believe that we are who we are in the present thanks to the experiences we had in the past, but we are not supposed all the time to judge somebody just because this person did something in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we should actually see the person how he's right now when you're meeting it, whoever it is, and see how it goes.
Do you date every single guy who shows interest in you?
No.
Why not?
I mean, dating, to me, when I was still single and looking for somebody, I had to be ready and actually emotionally able to try, open myself, let somebody know about my personality, my vulnerabilities, my insecurities.
Okay, cool. There was a period of your life where you weren't ready to date. When you were ready to date, were there the men you rejected?
Yeah, I guess so. And I also got rejected.
Okay. But so I'm a little confused here. You didn't make judgments about these men? You clearly judged that they weren't a good match for you. And what was the criteria and the metrics
personality.
by which?
If I want to have a relationship with somebody, I have to be emotionally connected, like the personality and how I feel. Like, if I feel good with this person, like my boyfriend right now, Gabriele, he makes me feel so comfortable with
boyfriend
myself.
Or girlfriend?
Boyfriend,
oh,
Gabriele.
Okay. Oh, okay.
He's Italian like me.
It's Italian.
Yeah. No, Gabriela, Gabriele.
Okay, yeah.
With the E at the end. We have E.
Thank you. Yeah.
No problem.
Sorry, I'm American. Stupid
but
American.
he makes me feel good. I feel comfortable with myself. And
why do you judge these men who didn't make you feel good?
I didn't judge them.
You judged? You judged them. You didn't date them.
I spoke to them.
I just finished the chapter.
Oh, but I don't get it. Women are like...
She was just talking.
Women are known for being like really picky. And I don't object to that, but women are really picky when it comes to the... Hold on. Women are really picky when it comes to the men that they deal with. When the men they date, the men they sleep with. Y'all are really picky. And you guys will turn down, reject men for a long list of different things. It can be how they look. It could be their personality. It could be their lack of money, resources, whatever it is. That's you judging the guy.
By default, because you're saying bad mate. It's good mate, bad mate, potential mate. Good mate, bad mate.
Men does it too.
Yes. Oh, you're 100% right.
We're not disputing that, but
100%
yeah,
right.
I guess
you
if
just said
that's
that.
for use, like you want to use the word judgment, yeah, then I judged. But honestly, if I feel comfortable to talk to you, I'm not feeling uncomfortable, so I'm quite okay to be here. If maybe I went on a date and this person wasn't making me feel really comfortable, yeah, then I judged him and I just said, hey, listen, I don't feel really that we connect that well, so thank you, and that's it.
We accept that though. I don't have a problem with the fact that women judge, because at the end of the day, it is mate selection. You're talking about somebody that you would potentially be pregnant by. So of course you have to be more careful and discerning and selective with who you let inside your pants. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to ask you, because you said past behavior doesn't matter, what do you think the best predictor of future behavior is?
This is a hard question, honestly. So
who's more
based on my relationship, what made me feel that Gabriele it fit for me is that every time I felt that there was some lacking in our relationship, you could have a communication and you would tell me how he felt, what made him feel uncomfortable about my behavior, and so hey, also this one doesn't make me really feel good, or this one I love when you do this. Communication, like trying to be in the same line so that I do not disrespect you do not disrespect me. No shaming, no judgment. It's just like trying to be as loving and accepting
okay,
of one another. I don't want to be like, oh, you did that.
I know, but
that puts you like in a situation that you did something wrong, but maybe you didn't want to do that.
I know, but I just want you to think about it really quickly. Think about what the best predictor of future behavior is, and I'll give you an example.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have credit scores, right?
Yeah.
We have transcripts, right? school transcripts, like your grades.
Oh, yeah.
We have those things, right? So when you look at things like that, when people are evaluating if they should take a chance on you, we look at what you've been known to do, right? We look at behavioral patterns, your tendencies, right? So when you say you don't think body count should matter, what body count does is convey a pattern about your sexual behavior. It conveys a pattern about your sexual selectivity. It tells me as a guy that you're either really desperate, you don't have a very selective mind when it comes to the type of guys that you get with, and that makes me believe that you be more liable to cheat, or you, like, essentially it will fuck up commitment. I wouldn't be able to carry a long-term relationship with you. And you have to understand, this is from the male's perspective when he's evaluating if a woman has a high body count. And I will say the magnitude in which it does matter is very important, because when you work with guys who are second guessing their relationship, I had a client who was married for 30 something years, and he had just found out that his wife had a promiscuous past, and she is the perfect wife in his eyes, but he was really conflicted when she revealed to him the guys that she slept with long before she met him, and he was contemplating divorce. That's how serious it was. And I had another client who was dating a girl in college, and he found out where her body count was, and it fucked with him to the point to where he didn't know if he wanted to continue dating her, because one, it can be embarrassing as a guy to date a woman where every guy has had. That's it, like, socially. You got the town whore on your arm. I understand your point of view. Like, let's say that this is the first time actually somebody's explaining it in a more psychological way. Right. Because usually on the internet, oh, what's her body count? Oh, she's a slut. She's that. It's very overwhelming when you see all this judgment online mostly. Right. But I understand your point of view, mostly like the psychological impact that will give to the person when this information comes. I have to be honest. Me and my boyfriend had this conversation, and we've been very honest about it. I have a higher body count than him. He always had really long relationships, and he had just only 2 hookups. And then he met me because he's younger, and I met him when he was 19. Okay. And we spent 1 year just as friends, and then we actually developed feelings. But we accepted each other. But we started as just friends. It wasn't fuck buddies, literally friends. Because I was in Italy for Chinese New Year, COVID hit, I couldn't go back home, I was stuck there, my whole life lost, and I was lonely because my friends were everywhere in continents except that city, apart 2 people and my family, thank God. He was a support to me. He was funny, he was caring, he understood. Even if he never traveled, literally never traveled, he was enough empath to me to understand what I was living. When I wasn't even understanding, I was in depression. I didn't know that because it was so surreal to not be even able to exit and go to the supermarket on, those things that we took for granted. And I guess I am lucky because I met him in the right time and he accepted me. But yeah, I understand you guys by saying, hey, to us it's important to know this. Yeah, and that's all we're saying, because a lot of women just overlook it. Because women essentially want to uphold their purity or their sense of
But I appreciate your actually point of view. I wish more people would actually, even online, express this body count need to know, like, in your way.
Well, they don't know it.
Like, they don't know.
We also, she just brought up holding a standard, and if women are just going around and sleeping with men, that's literally lowering the bar, where men don't feel a need to court, to pursue.
Yeah. True.
So us women are literally creating our own demise.
Yeah, and what's her name? Aaliyah said it earlier. She said women have lowered the standards, but you can thank the sexual revolution, sexual liberation for that, because if women believe that they can engage in casual sex too, like you doing the guy a favor, because if he sees that he doesn't have to commit to you in order to get it, in your instance, unfortunately, that's what we're going to do.
Can I add to that? Like, would a man rather me lie about that situation, or just because that's my past and that's nothing I can change, but it doesn't reflect on how it would be in a relationship and who I am now. You know what I mean? Obviously I was young and naive, and I just thought the wrong way about life because of honestly because of my first body. I think that's what made me think the way I thought, a guy will only love me if I give this up. And I'm not saying like, oh, like I'm sleeping around and I'm just being easy, but it's just like that's what people made me thought at such a young age, and that caused me to like fall into this hole of just like, you know.
I was just gonna say that the way you're vulnerably sharing,
it's really hard, because before I was very hesitant to share, because I was telling Brian, like, I feel like this is going to affect my future relationships. Like, people aren't going to value me or try to seek me the way they did before they knew that. You know what I mean? People are going to treat me differently just because of something I did when I was fucked up in the head and like going through it. But like now that I've like learned and grown and gone through the emotions, gone through the waves, it's like now I'm a whole new person, a whole different person, and I'm still gonna get treated like the person I was 5-10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's an unfortunate reality of life, because not everybody can empathize with what you went through or understand from a perspective to where they can overlook the fact that they may be turned off. Because that's just a visceral response. Like, even if you are a different person and you didn't do what you did in the past, if a guy has a natural visceral response to where, oh no, I'm turned off by that, it's the same thing as women who get icks from when, you know, men do certain things. It's just something that we can't control. It's an evolutionary response. So it's just, dating is not fair, and that's one of the ways in which dating isn't fair. So you make mistakes, and sometimes you can't put the toothpaste back in the bottle, and you have to accept the consequences that come with the mistakes that you made, and you can only hope that you'll find somebody who's more accommodating and more understanding of your situation. But that's why it goes to, when you as a woman, when you put yourself in position to where you have diminished your sexual market value, you have diminished your mate value, you have to be more receptive and open to the opportunities that present themselves. I mean, I get it. I understand. I deal with this. Like, I work with a lot of female clients too, so I
also think she's vulnerably expressive. That takes more confidence than what a lot has been going on here. And I think a man, the right man for her, will see this and feel connected to that, because what I understand about feminine and masculinity, a man wants to connect to a woman's heart. She is showing her heart here. And I think that's going to bring more of a man that will be okay with this by the way she's showing her heart.
Okay. Well, she'll be rejoining us.